Okay, so today's lesson is going to be dealing with percents. And a couple of things we already know about percents that we went over the first day is that a percent is out of 100. Alright, so there's always going to be a 100%, just like we can get on a test. And there's always going to be over here a 0% that we can always get on a test. Now the tool that we use for this is called a double number line. Essentially what that is just two number lines. One is comparing one thing versus the other. So in this case, we're comparing percentages and regular numbers. Now you can draw two number lines, but you don't have to. You can just draw one number line and have the comparison of the percentages on top and your regular numbers on bottom. So we read this problem first. It says, what is 40% of 60? Alright, and this is essentially just kind of my template every single time. I draw my number line, I have two ends. At one end I have 100%, that's going to be all the way on the right. On the left I'm going to have 0%, it's going to be all the way there. And we already know that 0% of anything is 0. Alright, so we've already kind of clearly gone through that. So the question is, what is 40% of 60? And the thing that I have taught all the kids is to pick out the keywords here. So I look at this sentence and I see the word of right here. Alright, and I've told them that of is a very, very important word. What we use with the word of is the following thing. So whatever the very next thing is, in this case 60 is what 100% is, or the whole thing. So under 100% here, I'm going to draw or write 60. Alright, because of 60 means 100% is 60. Now the question is, what is 40%? Well, 40 is a percent, and I'm going to look up top because that is where my percents are. I'm going to put 40 on this number line. I know it's going to be a little less than half, so I'm just going to put it, I don't know, right there. Does it really matter where it goes? Not really, just have it less than halfway through, just for the visual aspect of it. Now, the thing that we need to figure out is, how do I get from 100 down to 40? Well, for a lot of us, that's an issue because we don't know how to do that. 100 divided by, I don't know, equals 40 right now. Alright, so the easy thing that we've been going to, and it's kind of a fail-safe, is 1%. If I don't know how to do it, go down to 1%. So, what we're going to do then is exactly that. I know how to get from 100 down to 1%. I divide by 100. Alright, well, if I divide by 100 on top, I want to divide by 100 on the bottom. And I do 60 divided by 100, and that gives me 0.6. Alright, well, I've gotten down to 1%. I figure out that 1% is 0.6. Now I need to answer my question. It says, what is 40%? So I'm going to go from 1 back up to 40. Alright, well again, how do I get from 1 to 40? I multiply by 40. What I do on the top, I have to do on the bottom. And I do 0.6 times 40, and I get 24. So, to answer my question over here, what percent of 40 is 60? I would say 40% of 60 is 24. And that would be my answer. Now, I come down here to a different problem now. Alright, because there is so many different ways I can do percents. And this problem is a little different. It says 20 is 80% of what number? And again, I tell my students, look for those keywords. Of. Well, what follows of? What number? Well, I don't know what that number is. So what we've been working on is, since I don't know what it is, we're just going to draw a box there because something has to fill the box. Now I see 20 is 80%. Well, I'm going to do that. I see 80%. I put it up top because that's where my percents are. And 20 goes on bottom. Now, once again, I need to figure out how do I go from 100 to 80, or 80, actually, in this case, 80 up to 100. And let's see, 80 times, well, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly. It's going to be like a decimal answer. 80 times something is 100, but I'm not quite sure what yet. So what I want to do instead, since I'm a little confused, I'm going to go down to 1% there. All right? So, once again, how do I go? And this time, I need to figure out, okay, how do I go from 80 down to 1%? One of the big misconceptions and the students are trying to do is, well, in the previous problem up here, I went from 100 down to 1. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Well, if I divide by 100, what do I divide by down here? I don't have anything right now. So I can't do that just yet. I have to take 80 and go down to 1. Well, to do that, I divide by 80. Take 20 and divide by 80. And when I do 20 divided by 80, I get 0.25. Alright? Well, we're almost there now. I figured out 1%. Now I need to figure out 100%. In order to get from 1 to 100, I need to multiply by 100. To get from 0.25 to 100, I need to multiply by 100. What I do to the top, I do to the bottom. 0.25 times 100 gives me 25 for my answer. So once again, 20 is 80% of what number? My answer. 20 is 80% of 25. And that's my answer.